Here we are on Cricbuzz Comm Box. It's hard to almost keep track of what's going on with truncated overs, Marcus Stoinis going off, wickets falling. It's pretty much chaos out there and no progress for the men in orange. They're the ones who need to make a running, and it's not been happening. Almost a static innings so far, but that's exactly what's happened so far. On Cricbuzz Comm Box, joined by Joy Bhattacharjya, have a look at their progress. 61 for 3, which has become 61 for 4 at the start of the 11th over. Kagiso Rabada's come back, picked up another one. Very similar dismissal to what we saw earlier. Pace too much for handle for Manish Pandey. Joy, where does this innings go from here?
I'm afraid to say there isn't much place they can go. I mean, you'd expect somebody maybe like Samad hits a few runs or Kedar Jadhav suddenly comes into form, but this is extremely disappointing. And I think it illustrates some of the problems that we've talked about. Like the first one being that Riddhiman Shah is a great trier, but he hit a 4 and he hit 2 fours and a 6. He still ended up with a strike rate of 18 of 17 balls is a strike rate of just above 100. And Kane Williamson was understandably trying to, stay on at the other end, but there's nobody to score runs for them. And there was no intent at all. Manish Pandey comes in again, scratches around. The only time Manish Pandey seemed to show any intent, and you were talking about this, Gautam, was when he hit that. Ashwin actually gave him a free hit, and even that he tries to hit for a 4. He doesn't go under and go for a maximum. So that just, for me, 5 boundaries out of which 1 is off a free hit in the first 10 overs just tells you what this innings is. It's a shambles.
Well, it's in a situation like this, all the bowlers have really contributed. It's hard to really pick one who stood out, but Nokia touching 150 kilometers an hour, Rabada accurate as usual. So really, the two South Africans, as Sean Pollock said at the start, will enjoy these conditions. And they've almost been queuing up, pushing each other aside. No, me first, me first.
Absolutely. Just look at that one. Rabada comes back, 6 in his first over, and he took a wicket with his first ball of his second over. Nokia with, just 5 runs and a wicket. And more than 5 runs and a wicket, it's setting the tone of the game. Coming in at short at 150, and suddenly it's a very different game. People are looking at it and saying that, so where an early statement can be made when a batsman, say, hits a couple of 4s or 6s, here the bowlers made the statement. And the other bowlers just stuck to it, in fact. And, you rarely have a situation where somebody like Ashwin, who's one of their senior bowlers, goes for that many runs, and it doesn't really matter. He might not even finish his quota. They might not need him.
Now, we've seen someone like Abdul Samad in the past. We know his ability to hit strokes, but the situation completely different. They've lost Warner, they've lost Williamson, they've lost Manish Pandey, and, it's about that pressure. He's come in the past and hit shots, but Joy, he's come in the past where they've already been, say, 140 and he's had to take it to 170.
Exactly. Nobody here is shown that they have the temperament to take it further. Jason Holder, definitely international competitor. I think he'll have put a calm head out here. But even if Jason Holder comes in at this point in time, he can't accelerate the run rate beyond a certain level. He's going to start taking his risks only the 17th and 18th overs because he just has to play with. And those are the kind of issues that Hyderabad is going to face from here on. That if your batting is anywhere top 3 kind of batting and top 3 doesn't deliver, then the rest of it is extremely anemic. So we are expecting a miracle from here. For them to get to even the 150 we were talking about looks like a bit of a miracle for me.
And they'd be disappointed with the efforts of their captain. Such a class player, never doubt the class of the man, but dropped 3 times. One-handed shot finally gets out, 2 caught on the boundary by Hetmeyer. So I think Williamson will have to just press a reset button.
He will, and I think they'll certainly look around and say that they cannot afford to have an international batsman of the class of Roy sitting in the hut while these people go out there. You cannot have starts like this happening to you all the time. It's just they need to do some sort of a reset out here.
Well, they've still got to the second half to go. Still want to get to some kind of score. Let's remind everyone, 44 for 4 in that earlier game. Chennai looked as if that was dead and buried. They found a hero in Ruturaj Gaikwad. We've got Abdul Samad out there. We've got Kedar Jadhav, Jason Holder to come. Rashid Khan can hit the ball. So they should still tell themselves, look, all is not lost. Can we get to a 130, 140? Because that's the kind of total they used to defend.
I think 130, 140 is a stretch, not just for anything else, but I think right now at this point in time, I think this Delhi bowling attack is probably the strongest, even stronger than what Mumbai had last time onwards. Last time, I think Kunal Pandey was a bit of a weak link for them. Delhi don't have so many obvious weak links. So 130, 140 would be a miraculously good effort from them.
Well, at least for the sake of a neutral viewer, we can hope that they get there. For anyone supporting Delhi, they'll want to keep it as low as possible. That's all on Cricbuzz Comm Box. We'll see you at the end of the innings to see just what sort of a challenge the Delhi batsmen are faced with.